right, sweet. Let's do it.
Right on, man.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, thanks for doing this.
Of course.
We met maybe 3-4 months ago.
I think it might have been longer.
Really?
That's I don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah. But we're in Casa de Danger, the premier after hours a venue in OC. But you just built out your studio.
Yeah, it's still a work in progress, like my life. But yes, I hung some art. My roommate Sonny got me for my birthday. Some decor I've had in storage boxes for different events I've done. This was some of the stuff I had in like the boat parties I've thrown of like military knitting and some. We did a party in Venice on the beach with the same stuff. So just it was time to get out of storage and make a room of it.
Was this when we went to Utopia, that guy that did all the art upstairs, was this that same dude? Like the trippy looking art upstairs?
Yeah, I don't quote me on it. I don't think so. I think it was a different artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was one of Sonny's friends. I feel bad not knowing his name. We can edit this, right?
Yeah, I'll edit the name in, dude.
Just to put his name caption right here.
Yeah, I'll tag him.
Oh, I love it though.
But yeah, it looks sick in here.
Thank you, man.
What else are you gonna do to the studio?
New desk. I want to get one that's wide, goes across maybe almost the whole length. Get the monitors like off stands, and so they're just like
it's like up.
They're they can have little like miniature stands that clip to the table. I just utilize utilize the room space a little bit better.
Yeah.
So a little less crowded, so we can have multiple people at the desk, not just two. I like to collab with people and stuff, and sometimes this room will get like 6, 7, 8 people in here, and it's like it's tight and sweaty.
Yeah, it's nice having a different space, to like actually like build out a studio.
Yeah, I'm pretty fortunate to have this house, having a 4-bedroom and just one roommate. It's kind of a blessing, We have space to put things, and have a designated studio is nice, especially in Orange County where cost of living's astronomical.
Yeah, it's kind of become like a spot that everyone comes to produce. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, you know what? It's I enjoy it. I'm not having to leave my home and just have a lot of creative people come through.
Yeah.
That's really what I built it for, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm safe. The after hours, the same thing. I have a nice set of decks, and people come and jam, and there'll be big artists that come through, and it's just it's enjoyable to not have to deal with some nightclub stuff. Just do it here.
Yeah, it's nice. We get spoiled now because you can just do everything from a bedroom. Like I just have like a bedroom studio that I have, and people are making like #1 hits in their bedrooms.
Yeah, it's a trip, dude. I always I've used the analogy like the nerds in high school are like now the cool kids, because like the gaming geeks or something that are like locked in their bedroom, they make a hit and all of a sudden they got groupies.
Yeah,
it's a trip.
Yeah, because I feel like every artist is kind of just like an audiophile nerd, just collecting gear that you don't necessarily need to buy, but you just like having toys,
Yep.
It goes from Legos to $1,000 synths.
Just get a V10. No big deal.
Yeah. I actually just got, the Audies. I think it's Audies or Audieze. I forget how you say the name. It's like Audeze, the headphone company.
Oh, okay. Audies.
It's those like big ass mixing headphones that you see everyone using. I got a pair of those, and those things are fucking sick.
They working?
Yeah. Because I'll use the monitors just to. You can only wear headphones for so long until your ears just get fatigued.
Yeah.
Working off of monitors just to like do the songwriting part, and then throwing these headphones on later to do the actual mixes.
Yeah, I definitely noticed fatigue having hearing deficiency, but DJing for a long time, having residencies where I played 3.5, 4 hours a piece, like multiple times a week, like fatigue is real. fatigue's super real. And then, but especially in the studio too, like you could spend, 4, 5, 6, 8 hours in here, and not really notice things after a while. And then like, I always make sure I take a break every like at least 2 hours, take like a 15-minute, just for my just own creativity, but like ears to rest. And then, but like even a track, like I won't listen, like I'll make something in the studio, then I'll come back in a week and hear it and be like, I don't even remember it sounding like this. It's just you just lose elements after a while.
Yeah, and you'll make a track, and I purposely like stopped doing this. I used to just work on music, and then the next day I would like bounce, or that night I would bounce it out to my phone, and then when I would go to work, I would listen to it in the car.
Yeah. That's normal.
But I kind of found that it's just like you get ear fatigue, like we're saying, but you almost just like it becomes mush, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You can't really like hear what you need to hear. But if I make a track now, I'll just leave it on my laptop and then, like you're saying, come back a week later and then it's more clear what needs to be fixed.
What needs fixed, what needs updated. It's like I just showed you that Usher remix I did, and I was like looking at your face, like waiting to see if like, and you gave me like, oh, this hits. And it's like I lost fact like touch that like immediately because I'm already involved with the track so quickly, and like you already know what the track is. So when you wait for that first drop, then it's like, what do you think of it?
Yeah, you already know what's coming is the problem.
Yeah. And some homies they just go, oh yeah, this is good, and it's like, I don't want you to tell me it's good. Tell me what I need to fix.
Yeah,
what needs to be like get better.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's definitely important to have people you can send music to.
Yeah, you need a couple assholes in your life,
Yeah, but I kind of just lately I haven't really been sending music to people because I just can't really find a sound and kind of like a lane that I want to go down. I'm trying to figure out kind of my place.
I've heard a lot of like homies, artists always say that, and I kind of do the opposite, but at the same time, I think I've also fallen in my lane. Good music is good music. Like, spend time doing remixes, and then when that energy's there for an original, then jump on it, But trying to spend track after track trying to do an original, like, and especially if you don't have that like the theme or the creative like drive for something like at that moment, you're just gonna make noise.
Yeah.
So if you like hear, like, I'll go out and I'll hear a track at like at an event, I'm like, I want to do it differently, and like I'm like, I want to do that but the way I do it, because I like the way that like the crowd reacted on that one. Like, I see like this is a fucking hit track or a pop track,
Yeah.
and I'll flip it and I'll do it my way, and I think that like that keeps me inspired, and then like I can either move through that track fast and then I jump to an original, or like that's kind of been my way of making music, is just not limiting myself but doing the stuff I want to do, and then when the creativity hits, then hopefully you can put it on paper quick enough,
Yeah, I think not forcing yourself to be creative it's a hard thing to do, because when you're not making music, you feel like you're just falling behind.
Yeah, it's I fully agree with that. I also see people go down the lane where they keep pushing themselves to the point of burnout,
Yeah.
and music's meant to be for enjoyment, at the end of the day. And like, I think the industry is kind of taken a sad fate by it being a profession for so many people that don't actually love the music,
Yeah.
And so people are driven to make the same tune as a big pop, like a big artist, someone's crushing Beatport, and like, I'm just gonna use this as a reference track and make it almost identical. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, to me, like, that doesn't make sense. It's
yeah, and even big DJs are doing that.
Yeah, everyone's falling back and making it easy on themselves.
Yeah. It's like, even like Clooney, for example, he was on the Latin tech house wave for a long time, and then his earlier stuff. I really like his earlier stuff. It's simple and kind of just like bouncy, groovy,
Yeah.
almost like stripped back minimal G house almost. It has like a funky flavor to it. But he went down the Latin tech house wave for a while. And he's kind of getting back to his old style, but he started making like the Chris Stussy deep tech kind of sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see those guys kind of. I mean, you kind of have to though when you're at that level.
You know, if you think about like their tour schedule too, you know, what market are they trying to go for?
Mhm.
You know, sometimes like DJs will make stuff in the Latin market just to be touring in Latin America, you know?
Yeah,
So I don't fault them. I mean, it's like I said, I think it's like it's what you like at the moment, you know?
yeah.
Maybe we don't like it,
And
but
you can't, as an artist, you got to still be able to like change and evolve. You know, you can't just be
100%.
stuck.
Everyone's going to love your first shit
Yeah,
because that's what,
it's
what broke you out, but you don't want to be stuck in that lane. Like, look at Skrillex,
yeah,
you know? Thank God he's a phenomenal producer, though, and he can keep changing his styles. But there's a lot of artists that I know that had some breakout hits and then just fall off, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen it happen a lot, you
Yeah.
know? It's sad, but yeah, it's tough. I think there's just too many people making too much shitty tunes. Not enough good stuff out there.
part of the problem is everyone's. It's almost like a race to the bottom. You know,
Yeah.
everyone's on this like hamster wheel of just putting out music and music and music, and I just think earlier in like the 2010s, they would maybe drop like 6, 7 tracks a year,
Mm-hmm.
or like an album, and people actually like listen to it. You
Yeah.
know, now it's just like you drop a song and then it's kind of like
Or I think like I always kind of like revert back to Walker and Royce's self help. You know,
mm,
like what a movement that made for that sound. And I mean, quote me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they put out another album since. You know, like or they just drop some random singles here, but they hold on to all their stuff. You know, they let their tour schedule and their tunes when they play kind of carry them.
yeah, but I feel like they were kind of grandfathered in. Like Chris Lake, he's not dropping songs once a week.
Mm-mm.
I think those bigger guys can get away with dropping less music,
Yeah.
but if you're trying to make it, the more music you put out, the more music DJs are playing your music, you know?
Yeah, it's a catch-22, I guess. I think what you put out is definitely going to stick to your name. So if you don't put out good stuff, and if you just keep on that train of copying other hits, I don't know. There's no real formula anymore. I think
No,
like
there isn't.
I think the only formula is if you have a social like media like team behind you that pushes all your content and you're on TikTok and you're
Yeah.
like that's the only thing that's actually working right now. It's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. I just noticed because I started posting on TikTok again,
What's that?
and there's just so many bots, and it just seems like TikTok. I don't know if this is actually an actual thing that happens, but it just seems like TikTok almost sends like bot likes and follows to your account to incentivize you to keep posting shit,
Mm.
you know? But on Instagram, it seems like when I do get follows and likes on Instagram, it's usually real people.
Yeah. I think the only time I get follows is like if I'm talking and meeting with someone, you know?
Yeah.
Unless the LED wall at the gig has my at DJ Dangerhouse on there, it's not like I don't get a follow even if I played a 1,000 people. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, 2 people followed me and like, that's a pretty wild margin right there. You know, when it seemed like the show went well, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how like you said there's not really like a formula
No.
anymore. So you're kind of just like shooting into the wind.
You meet DJs that have like 15, 20K followers, and you're like, didn't you just start like 2 years ago or like a year ago? And like what? You just kind of like you look at them. You're like, where do they get these numbers from? Like they're not touring. They're not like on a team. And so there's just like there's a lot of facade out there, I guess, in the content world. And I mean, I could talk about that all day, but I'd rather not.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
just about Please Don't Trip.
Yes, my events.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't think we've talked a little bit about it, but the first time I saw the festival, I think this was pre-COVID. I don't remember what year it was.
It was us. Okay, so what Please Don't Trip started as, the first one was Don't Trip, We Got Toast, and it was a morning set I did with my good friend Risky at another festival called Pitch Tent at the property I was talking about in Flagstaff at Playa Ponderosa.
Yeah.
We were good friends with the people that threw the event, and we support the event, play there 8 years in a row or something like that. But one year, I think it was 2018, I believe, we had a morning set from 5 a.m. till noon, and it was just me and my boy going back and forth. And it was that's our prime time. Like that's our hour for our people. And so on next to the decks, I bought like 4 toasters, and I got all these, like I got probably like 50 avocados. Like I cut up mangoes, cilantro, like all the like cucumbers, like all this. It was like a avocado toast station behind the decks. And so like during our set, I was like sitting there making avocado toast for everyone on the dance floor and like walking it up, like, don't trip, we got toast. Like, you just don't worry about going to get breakfast, stay on the floor. And we had like bottles of champagne and tequila. It was a fucking party.
That's tight.
And so that's where Don't Trip originally started. And it was more of a joke. It was like,
yeah, apparently.
But like it was like, don't worry, like we're gonna keep partying either way.
Yeah.
And that's where the mentality came from. And then 2020 came, and I threw a boat party on January 1st, on New Year's Day of 2020. And it was called 2020 Vision, and it was my idea I was going to have for parties on the equinox and like the solstices and stuff. And so I was going to do, the first tied in with my birthday on the 4th. So it was like my vision of going forward and what I wanted to do was like a passion project in a sense. And then COVID happened literally like a couple months later. And so I couldn't fulfill my vision for the rest of the year with these events. And during that time, I was going through pretty wild I was having some like spiritual revelations going on in my life a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was working with a shaman at the time. And she had kind of pushed me into like, she's like, why are you going to stop doing your events? And I was like, well, it's COVID. It's like every DJ online that's doing any events during this time is getting absolutely murked by, social media.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, like, I can't really risk that. And she's like, do it anyway. And I was like, okay, all right. And she's like, yeah, you should. I'm like, okay. And I did. And so I did an event, the first one, which was I think it was like around, it was pretty peak of COVID. It was like September, like Labor Day weekend of 2020.
Yeah.
And I did on the side of Lake Elsinore, this big hill, mountaintop, and did like around 175 people for 3-4 days. It was a great event. Weather was wild. We had like 115-degree weather like almost all weekend. It was pretty brutal, but like we served mushroom tea to like the whole crowd.
Sick.
One night, and it was just like one of like everyone tripping at an event called Don't Trip. First off, it was great. But there was a wildfire that was going on literally across the lake on the other side. And this was like started going off like after everyone's tripping. And so like
dude, that shit always happens when you're on mushrooms. There's always some weird thing that you're like, dude, this would never happen if I wasn't on mushrooms.
Well, everyone at this point thought it was like, okay, this is it. This is the apocalypse.
Jesus coming.
like how is this happening right now? And actually the entire like all the surrounding community got evacuated except for us. So, which was super wild to like look back on it, that we were allowed to continue doing this during like the peak of COVID, when like the entire community got evacuated except for us. So there was like great like energy that kind of came from that whole thing. And the community kind of pushed me to do another one like pretty quickly. And I did one. They wanted me to do one for Halloween. I ended up doing it on Diwali, which is like an Indian holiday for light. The light defeats the dark. And it was done in Julian, which was like literally like 2.5, almost 3 months later when I did it. So and then that event jumped up like 500-600 people.
Damn.
And we had a really weird situation with the police there. Like the police came every single night for 4 nights, and they're like, "You guys got to shut it down. You guys cannot be doing this." And we're like, "We're gonna do it anyway," And they like, and lo and behold, they like let us do it, which was wild to look back on it. But I mean, it just kind of shows like even the police like didn't really stand for the nonsense that was going on during COVID, and like and the people that really were at the events were people like, there's like artists that I like look up to. I know as an artist myself, like if I'm not expressing, like I can get depressed, and like it's not good for my mental. So it was like, this is helping the artistic community. I'm not putting their names on the flyers to let them deal with the brunt of social media like I did, but it was just a safe space for everyone. And that's kind of what I built Please Don't Trip for. And that the energy just kind of kept building. And within a year, I did 3 events, and the third one was in Utah at a ski resort of 1,750 people.
Damn, I didn't realize it was that big.
It went from like a 100-200 person event to almost 2,000 in a year. It was wild, and it was all self-funded. Like no sponsorship money, no daddy's money, like it was a big nut we had to take on. So
yeah, I think it's just the timing too. Stuff like that always happens. People wanted out of their houses.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the thing with the police, like Lake Elsinore is a pretty Republican area, and I'm sure they were just like, dude, we're over this,
Yeah, luckily I didn't have to deal with them at Lake Elsinore. Julian, I did.
Or Julian, I mean.
Yeah, Julian, I did, but I don't know. The grace of God, I got away with that one. And then by the third one, when we had, that in Utah, like I didn't have any other choice but to actually hire the police for the property.
Yeah.
Just because the size of the event, and it wasn't Renegade anymore. I had full insurance. I mean, I had to pay the police $30,000 just to literally kind of harass our guests instead of like do anything.
Yeah.
Like, it was a little kickback that the owner of the property wanted to be buddy with the police, so we ended up flipping the bill for it. It is what it is, but at the end of the day, like, pretty crazy to tell like a Utah police officer to like leave your guests alone sometimes.
Yeah.
Like we had a situation where Stevie Mac, rest in peace, he was on like in the vendor village on a megaphone and a ice bucket yelling out nipple dips for pickle chips and like literally like getting girls to come by and like dunk their boobs in like a ice cooler for pickle chips. And it was
standard
just,
Wook activity.
Yes, exactly. A festival Wook experience that you can see at basically any festival.
Yeah.
But the Utah police were not having it. They were like, you can't have nudity here on property.
They're conservative.
Like you're gonna go to jail. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, I had to like interject and be like, hey, it's private property. I hired you guys. If they want their tits out, they can have their tits out. And like to tell that to like a Mountie is pretty wild, dude.
Yeah, because Utah is a Mormon state.
Yeah,
right?
Dude, it's crazy. We had Mormons like employees at the ski resort, so I was there like
they're like,
about a week
what
and a
is
half
going
before
on?
the event, and I've got Mormons like full denim dresses to their ankles, like building our fire pits and like
Sick.
and like handling some of like the food distribution stuff, and I'm like,
it's kind of cool.
This is wild. It was a really wild like juxtaposition to like what our event is about, like, and then having like this Mormon
It's like a
town.
spiritual experience, you know?
Yeah, of 3,000 people, Mormon town, like
That's cool.
have like welcome don't tripper signs in their gas stations and restaurants and stuff. And
Sick.
they saw it as like, we're helping the community, and it was pretty wild to like witness what this went from to that in such a fast time.
Yeah. I think that was the one that I saw videos of. That you had like all those little stages built.
Yeah, so all the stages, I've been against using trussing and metal and like,
Yeah, it looks whack.
I like I like using natural elements, wood, and so we had the first two don't trips. Literally, we built the stages out of like lumber, and like they're based after pyramids in teepee style. And then the third one in Utah, we went a lot bigger, and we had I hired a team of builders, professional builders, to build like these designs, and we used the trees from the land. So cut down, massive trees, and then built the tree. They're still on the property to this day, like still standing. They're permanent. So
That's cool.
that was kind of like the goal, is to reuse them each year and expand on it. But we only did another following year before we kind of just put a cap on it, because it was the greed that came in from the town. The fourth event, like literally every cost we had that came from that area like tripled. The rental on the cabins, the cost for travel, the police, the EMTs, everyone was just they wanted their piece. And the fact was the event was still growing and needed some space before we got attacked like that.
Yeah.
Especially with no corporate money or sponsorship money. It was just, they put us in a really bad position. And it was tough. So me and my partners, we decided to put it on hold. We're like, this is killing us. Like, we're not, we took on a good almost 6-figure debt. And,
Yeah.
I had to pay that off before we could do anything. And from that point, it was like, I had my own stuff going on in my life I had to handle, and so did my other partners. And it was just best for us to like slow to the roll. I've had a lot of people like ask, like, when is it going to happen again? We've done a couple pop-up smaller events for fun, and we'll still continue to do those. But the festival stuff, the amount of energy that goes into it and the reciprocation from it is just, it's not justifiable. You can see a lot of festivals these days really struggle to stay afloat and keep the quality going. And it's unfortunate, but I don't really feel like putting myself through that again,
Yeah. Even just like on a small scale, it's like the chances of shit going wrong
It's
and
astronomical.
the event being successful, it's just like a very thin line.
Yeah, more power to anyone that wants to hold renegades and do stuff. It's, keep doing it. I love it. I love seeing it. I'll always support it. It's I know, like, once you got to a certain point of people, and there's lashback. Like, there's people that don't like when you do something not by the book, or I've had death threats. I've had stalkers from this event.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Over what? Just
I had a really wild situation. Dude took too much acid, took too much, like, lost his mind at the festival. He had to get strapped down by EMTs. He was like spitting in the face of cops. Like, he ended up getting locked up. This is in Utah, and it really put a dent in his life that he was going through at the moment. And he was like about to have a kid or something, financially kind of screwed him up a little bit. But he holds me completely responsible for it, and he thinks that I set up the event to like spiritually attack him. And there's like no, like, and he's like, he lives in like Nevada or something like that. He's showed up at a gig of mine here in Huntington Beach. Like,
really?
yeah, like,
that's so sketchy.
with like other people. And I'm like, I had to like talk him off the ledge from like whooping my ass with the group of people, and like explain to him, like, you're out your fucking mind. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah. And that's just one instance. There's other people that were involved with the event that I thought we were making money hand over fist, and we weren't sharing it properly with the people involved, and it was like, look, we didn't make money, we lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they're like, how is that possible? I'm like, well, I don't know. You showed up and you poured some tea or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what to say to you. Like there's a lot more behind the festival than what comes across right away.
Yeah. The festivals are just a fucking logistical nightmare.
It is. It's that's why I give props to Mikey Made with Off the Grid. You guys do it really well. I see it. You guys are great. It takes a strong leader, takes a strong team, it takes proper money to get yourself out of situations and holes and keep fighting and know there's a bigger goal at the end. Because I think with I know with the proper money I could do it again, and from the things I've learned, and it's just about, do I want to? Because it was 6 a.m. till midnight every night for like 6 months working on it.
Yeah.
And like that's a lot of energy.
Yeah, there's a lot easier ways to make money.
Yeah. I don't know. I also like it's passion though. It's art. It's creating. It's the community. It's great. Like I hate it, but I love it. I know I'll still do other stuff. I just don't want to do anything on that scale again.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think doing your own events is doable, but I think once it gets to the festival level, there's like a line of where you kind of have to have one, I guess, the funding, but it's like if you're booking these huge artists, you're getting the return a lot easier. So there's like you can only get so big until it's
a yes and no. You really have to have your ear to what artists are going to pull, and those ones are priced pretty high up there. Some of the artists that I wanted to grab that would been a good promotional pull for us are like 30, 40, 50K, and it's like there's almost our entire budget for entertainment, and it's like on one artist when you need 100 to get through the whole 3-4 days. If you got multiple stages, if you got one stage, cool, but that's also promotional value of how many people are coming for 15, 20 artists.
That's why I think Desert Hearts kind of made it work, because they just have one stage.
I love the one stage vibe. It's proper, and they've built a community that understands them and supports them. I would love to stay in that lane. It's just I know it takes a lot of firepower promotionally to make that happen. You need big artists right off the bat.
Yeah. The initial investment, you got to just get a fucking business loan for like $300K.
Mama, daddy.
Yeah.
How do you help? No.
Yeah, that's why I like Coachella and these big festivals. It just blows my mind that they could get this to work. Like,
this year, I looked at this year as like Coachella was really reaching out to save themselves from the last few years they've had that weren't that great. Like a lot of people complaining, and then there was like 2 or 3 years in a row that Coachella didn't sell out, and so the people that were like reselling tickets couldn't sell tickets. And then this year it was like people are trying to buy tickets for $3,000. It's like they did that huge like reach out to all these influencers and like hyped the festival up to this like extent, and it's like it's still the same thing. Every year. Every year.
It's just a bunch of DJs.
Like why this year? Because Bieber's there? Not really. He's there every year if he's playing or not.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, Coachella is so, at that scale, it's like, it's so complex in the way they just market it and book the artist strategically.
I hate it, but like people want to be seen there.
Yeah, Coachella has gotten really bad with that.
Yeah.
That's why we were talking about Lib. Like, Lib seems like a little, like, it's not indie, but it just seems to have like a better crowd of people that go to it.
Yeah, I think it's for people that have taken enough acid. It's like Coachella are people that have drank enough seltzers.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a different crowd. you know, and I think people that are a little more, you know, reality tuned in are going to Lightning in a Bottle. You know, people that are tuned into social media are going to Coachella.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the reality of life. I think. Like,
Yeah.
it's how you tick.
Yeah. You were making you were producing when like before you started doing all the festival stuff and
Yeah. I mean, I've gone in different waves. I've been DJing for I don't know, like 20 years or so, but producing for well 14, 15 years. I think I put on my first production back in like 2012,
damn.
and I did stuff from like 2012 to like 14, 15. And I did it under an alias. I did a couple under Dangerhouse, and I did a handful, like 5 or 6 of them under an alias called Aminal Crackers, and that was it actually got kind of popular in Brazil and Southern America, but I took a job that kind of took away my creativity and
Yeah.
my energy, and so I didn't produce music for a long time, and put a lot of energy into my job, and then I just really recently, in the last probably 2.5 years, got back into production, and a lot more focused on that now, and a lot less DJing, um, and because I just enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to do both.
It truly is. Like you have so many hours in a day that you can spend on subjects. Like if you're working and your job wears you out, like you don't have that creative energy to keep going.
No.
You can push yourself, but you're gonna burn yourself out somewhere in some ways, and you're gonna have to recoup it somehow. You know, whether that's, you know, you've got a good routine of meditation and a physical outlet somehow to bring it back. But yeah, I think it's just about rest and pause and creativity. Like I've been in the arts my whole life. I went to art school for design. I won a scholarship in high school through photography to art school. I was big into graffiti in high school, a little bit of college. Did a lot of branding with the graphic design for different companies and some brands throughout college, and which kind of fell hand in hand when I started DJing in the community and stuff. Like I was always DJ'd, was in high school, was more underground hip hop, like turntable stuff.
Sick.
But I fucking sucked. I truly sucked. I just didn't. I like my other homies were so much better than me, and it was just for fun and shits and giggles. And then I went to the Orion. I went to like a jungle rave back in like, I don't even know what year it was, probably like 2002 or something like that. And I heard jungle for the first time. I was like, oh, I love this. And so jungle is what got me going, and then it just evolved into electro, but then I gave up on hip hop, and I started DJing, jungle and electro, and that's what got me going.
Yeah. I think everyone kind of starts in hip hop, you know.
Yeah, I think it just depends on your age. You know what so I mean 20-year-olds that will never even touch hip hop. You know.
Yeah, especially now because house is just so big.
Yeah, house is big. I think what I've seen just through my years and my last job with having to be really tied in with Billboard charts and stuff like that is music, just the genres come in waves. Like house and hip hop will flip flop, like in the club scene, it should say. Every about 4 years, about 4 to 5 years, you'll see like hip hop take a little more of a focus, and then house take a little more of a focus, and it'll fight back and forth a little bit. But right now, like I think we watched like Drake kind of like take the cake for all the hip hop stuff and the charts, and then there was really nothing that really followed that in the club scene that like were huge tracks to keep that scene going. And you can only play every Drake track so many times. You know?
Yeah, there's not really any like. I don't listen really to hip hop anymore.
Yeah.
But there's not like really artists that are like coming up, you know?
Mm-mm.
There's no like heavy hitter guys that are like
No.
carrying the scene.
No, you look. Little John's playing house music.
Yeah, and
You know,
fuck, what's his name? T-Pain. He started making
T
dubstep.
T Pain exactly.
Murda Beats.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, it's just there isn't, and like the younger white boy rap stuff that really hasn't hit, like Young Gravy or like
It's like
what's the other one here in Huntington? Young Pinch.
Young
Like
Pinch.
Young
I
Pinch.
forgot about that guy,
The
dude.
I had him come into one of my residency sandbar back in the day when he was like, I don't know what year this was, probably 3-4 years ago, and I recognized him. Nobody else did. I was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
what's up, dude? How you doing?" He's like, "What's up, man?" And I'm like, I didn't have any of his tracks on me, and I'm playing house music all night anyways.
Yeah.
But he was like, him and his publicist or something were like pushing me to fucking play some shit. I'm like, I almost tell you,
It's a
like,
USB,
I was like,
brother.
I know who you are. Like, I think you're dope, but like, I'm not gonna kill my dance floor right now. Like,
Yeah.
this is my bar.
Yeah, his early stuff was cool.
Yeah.
I liked his early stuff,
Yeah.
but I don't know what he's up to now.
I don't know. Maybe he's on TikTok.
Fuck, you really, especially in other genres, I've kind of just been like noticing with house music, it's so much easier to kind of like gain traction because one, it's only you, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have a band of people that has to like
The cost and travel and the personalities, the emotions you got to deal with, the girlfriends, the fucking all the hate, like all that is just down to one person.
Yeah. Because with a band, it's like, dude, how do you even? You have to get like big bookings to even like cover the cost of you guys touring.
100%, 100%.
You know, it's like,
And then you need a van.
I do not envy people that are trying to make it in other genres.
No, I think DJing kind of really crushed that market. But I think at the same time too, like because I'm so tied with like charts and billboarding and like following genres of music and waves.
Yeah.
Rock music has been dying for a long time.
Mhm.
Look at K-Rock. I mean, like one of their biggest tracks was "Walking on a Dream," like Empire of the Sun. Like that's not rock.
No.
That's electronic. You know, like, and so it's like that was like their number one track on K-Rock for almost 4 years.
Damn.
Yeah, it's people don't like. That's like one of those things like I was aware of. So like I know like the different genres of music that were hitting and not hitting, and so like I can see just based on studying,
Yeah.
like why bands aren't doing well. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I have been seeing like what is that called? Like punk kind of like a day to remember kind of Blink 182 style. There's like, I think they're from California somewhere,
Okay.
but it's like kind of Blink 182 style sounding stuff.
Like the emo era.
Yeah, like emo kind of rock. And they were like popping off on Instagram. And they like booked a bunch of shows in California. But yeah, that's such a tough like world to make it in.
I do see I think loop artists are gonna be a little bit more sought after soon. I mean, look at you know, he stands on his own, but Ophir. I mean, Ophir's, you know, playing live guitar and producing great tracks and is a phenomenal DJ.
Yeah.
A good stage presence. It's artists like that that are going to be kind of breaking the mold and from the strictly DJ stuff that's going to bring more substance back to the market, you know. But like, yeah, even a drum machine while you're DJing, like it's the ones that are going to start stepping on the box a little bit, and or like vocalists, you know, and they're people that are actually singing on their own tracks.
Yeah, like Lucid.
Yeah, Lucid. Shout out to homie Dean. Yeah, he's crushing it right now. He was one of our artists we found for Don't Trip. My partner Brett Rubin, he was like, "Look, dude, hey, like, check out this artist," and I was like, "Oh, he's fucking dope, he's super dope." He's like, "Yeah, I've been talking to him for like last couple weeks," and he's like, "He doesn't have a manager, doesn't have management." He's like, he's all about it, dude. I'm like, "All right, well, you know our budget's like fucking nothing," and he's like, "Yeah, but he doesn't want that much," and I'm like, "All right, that's fucking awesome." Like, let's, and he came out for it was a third one in Utah, and he played, and I was just like, "Dude, this is our boy," and And then this was back in 2021. So now to see him, was a few months ago. I went to up to LA, and Stranger Dan threw a party. It was a meet of comedies headlining in this like cathedral almost.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Lucid's opening for him, and I'm like, to see the growth from where he was, 4 years ago till today, it's like, bro, he's crushing it.
Yeah.
And now he's just strictly doing just a super dope shows. He just played on the Mayan Art Car out in San Fran with some big artists, and he did a track with Beltran that he performed at EDC. Me and Sonny were at EDC. My partner Brett had a table at I think one of the circuit grounds tables or something, and so we're kidding with Lucid all night, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go real quick. I gotta go perform." We're like, "What? Wait, what? What are you performing right now?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing a track with Beltran." So like he shot off. Like I'm like, it was just cool to see him like just getting his legs and going right now and doing really choice dope shit.
Yeah.
So shout out Dean, love you, dude.
Was he making like the same style back then?
He's. I would say he's just very versatile. I mean, he's done stuff from like meditational music all the way to like banging tech. Now he's like more in the indie vibe, I would say. But it's just, you can't pinpoint him. Like he's turntablist. He's a vocalist. He's smoking the didgeridoo on stage. Like he's a spectacle, man.
Yeah,
he's a phenomenal artist.
I like seeing those dudes like get successful. So you're like, these guys are just so fucking talented.
Yeah.
And they're like, their brains just work differently than regular people.
Yeah. I know a handful of these type of people too that like that should have so much more like attention that don't. And I think like a lot of the music industry kind of shuns them sometimes because it hurts the other artists that are like on their labels or on their roster, because like
100%.
they shit on so many other artists left and right, and like you just like, it's like undeniably good talent. Like speaking of Tone of Arc, my homie, he's insane. He cuts down trees and makes his own guitars out of them. And these guitars are like nothing, like they're not like a stupid Fender. They're like works of art you would see like in a museum.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is insane. Like that's the type of art, like artist, like, and he does his own vocals, does all this production, he's a painter. He makes his own clothes, everything is original. And you're like, and he just doesn't get the love, from the scene. He does here and there, but like it gets thrown a bone by some like promoters that see him. But he should be touring the world.
Yeah, I think a lot of those guys. Lucid's really good at promoting himself. I don't know who is like helping him with all that, but he's like smart with his
recognized
marketing.
He's been picking it up a little bit more.
Yeah,
I think maybe his management kind of pushed him, like, "Hey, dude, you gotta start making some little you need to get on content."
Yeah, his videos are cool though.
Yeah,
it's like different, but it fits his brand very well.
He's just an artist through and through. So I think anything he does is fail proof.
Yeah. But I was saying, like, a lot of these guys just don't know how to like promote themselves,
Yeah, I'm definitely a victim of my own social media hatred.
Yeah, sure. You. I always tell people you just have to find a lane that you don't absolutely hate doing. Yeah, which is hard to do.
I've even thought about just doing when I do release, I've got a whole plethora of tracks to release, and I'm wondering if I should even put it under my name at this point. Like maybe just do a whole new alias. I just don't know, because I just
wear a mask.
I would never. I would never wear a mask. No, but no, just to have a fresh start. I've been with my name for 20 years. It's it's whether people like me or don't like me. It's still there.
Yeah.
I think a fresh name kind of might help sometimes. Been contemplating a little bit.
Have you thought of any names?
I have, actually. I got a name. I don't even know if it's taken though. But comma, like the symbol, the comma, It's kind of
Just the actual symbol would be funny.
exactly. But you'd spell it out COMMA. But
You're just
it's
on
like,
a lineup, it's just a comma in between.
well, yeah, it's either at the beginning or it's at the end. It's gonna
Yeah,
hopefully it's
you're
at the
just
beginning.
hidden.
Yeah, it's for like the numericals. No, I think it would just it's kind of like the Prince vibe a little bit. It's a
Yeah.
symbol. But also I think the word comma, like, tell the story. Like, it's like sentence isn't done yet.
Yeah.
Like, this is sentence isn't finished. I'm gonna continue doing it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like the thought process behind it. Patent pending. Don't take it.
Yeah. I just saw I'm sure you know Julian. King Julian.
Oh, I've seen him play a couple times. I haven't met him personally. I think the first time I saw him was the Dylan Nathan, or yeah, Dylan Nate was it?
Dylan Nathaniel.
Dylan Nathaniel. Sorry, my dude. I had his show at the Circle, and I was like, "Oh, this kid's pretty good."
He was there when he was.
And then the Social Garden one I saw him at too.
Oh yeah. That's what I was just gonna say. He was there when you guys right when you guys got there is when he hopped on, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, he he posted on his Instagram like yesterday or the day before. DreamWorks sent him an email, and they were like, "Yeah, you can't use this name."
Cease and desist or what?
Yeah, because King Julian is like their character in the what fucking movie is that? Madagascar.
Dude, just
so he had to change his name. I'm like, that's pretty tight.
Just tell him to fucking pull a dead mouse. Remember Disney tried to fucking come after dead mouse back in the day.
Yeah, I remember him mentioning that.
So King Julian, stand on your own 2 feet.
And it's funny because I saw somebody with the same name. It was King Julian on Instagram. And I sent it to him, and I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? And he was like, no, it's all good. I got the trademark. And then like a week later, he like posts this on his social that he can't use the name anymore. So I thought it was kind of funny.
I've had that issue a couple times over. Not by someone reaching out, but me having to do with it was back in like 2014, 15 or something like that. Someone did Dangerhouse up in LA, but did it like Dead Mouse HAU5.
Yeah.
And I was like, I reached out, I'm like, hey dude, like, I'm Dangerhouse. You're not Dangerhouse in like literally 45 minutes from my fucking house.
Yeah.
My door. Like, we can't be doing this, And he's like, it's different, man. I'm like, no, it's like totally it sounds the same. If you call somebody like, I'm going to a Dangerhouse show, are they gonna have to say HAU5 or what?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, it's really uncool, And I didn't really have any grounds to like step on him with, because I'm a designer. I know what you can and can't get away with. He can get away with it.
Yeah.
And I actually kind of pulled a little kind of a shady move on him just to get it back. I basically told him, I was like, hey, I'm a designer, like, I will give you a full branding package with a different name if you like release your socials and give them to me. Like, I just think it's like, it's better for both of us. Like, you'll get a free branding package. I'll help you with logo. I'll help you with your website, stuff like that. Like, but you just can't take my name. And he's like, let me think about it. He came back. He's like, all right, cool. And then all right, we'll release him. So I got him, and I was like, and I wrote him back like, fuck you, dude. Like, I'm not. I don't work for free. Like, this is really fucked up of you to do to begin with.
Yeah.
And like go off my name, and hopefully I don't ever see you. He was a little upset.
Have you ever like seen him around, like under another alias?
No. And he never really poked his head in. He gave me some threats here and there and talked some shit, and he was as soft as I expected, really.
Yeah.
I mean, trying to run off someone else's name and like history it was just dumb to begin with.
Yeah, because the first thing I did when I was gonna like choose an alias, I just went on like every social like platform, every music platform, and just like looked to see if there's already somebody, because it's not even worth my time to like have to deal with it when I could just choose something else.
Well, what's even worse is I just saw on Spotify there's like a 4-person band out of like Tennessee that calls themselves Dangerhouse, and like they just popped on like within the last year which
You gotta trademark it and
I've
sell
got
it to them,
I've
and
got
then use your other name.
well, I've got 20 years of experience in and the trademark, and they went around it,
Yeah.
and
So
I was mad for like a week, and then I was like, I don't care. I just don't care.
I mean, it's yeah. Does the trademark even do anything?
If I want to sue them, but I'm gonna sue 4 dudes that
Yeah.
are making some honky tonk music. Like,
Yeah. It's like
it seems like
realistically, you got a
it's
pretty good shot of outshining them.
I just don't. They're gonna. Yeah, it's a band. Like we
Yeah.
said. Like how are they gonna even keep their legs going?
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. So I just kind of let myself just breathe it out. And I was like, they're not gonna last. Same thing with this other guy. So. And I actually had another one in Australia. There was a full on Dangerhouse in Australia, but I actually sent him a cease and desist and was like, hey, I have it trademarked and everything. And he was like cool about it. And he's like, you're right. All right, I'll change my name.
Yeah.
Never had a problem after that. But it's crazy, dude. I mean, it takes 2 seconds of research to go, oh, you know what? Someone already has a name. Move along, But
yeah, because I was going under Mayor, Mayor, and then some dude on Spotify who's like an electronic artist too, and he already had the name, and he was already kind of had a bunch of streams and shit. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna change my name.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough.
I'll just use my government name.
Even then.
Yeah, someone else has the exact same name.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna hit this dude up because he has the Instagram handle just Ian IAN. I was gonna hit him up and see how much he would charge me to just buy his Instagram handle.
Most likely, he probably doesn't even connect with it, huh? Is it still using?
I don't know. I think the last post was 2018.
Yeah, it's some people just lock them in and then just forget about them. I've tried on different sites for different names. I think I did with Don't Trip. I think it was please. It was one of my or another project I had it was just locked up. You can't some people you can't get a hold of them.
Yeah, it's annoying because it's dude, I could actually use this handle and it's just sitting there dying.
Yeah. Yeah, we when I did Don't Trip, it's Please Don't Trip, but some of the we did some merch with Don't Trip on it, and then we had Free and Easy, the brand that was doing Mac Miller's stuff with Don't Trip, contact us and hey, you guys can't use this, and I'm like we're not an apparel brand, we're an event space and everything. They're like, well, you can buy a Don't Trip shirt on your website. I'm like, oh shit, you're right, so I had to take it off. But that's theirs to begin with,
Yeah. But what were you doing? I guess from the time I guess before 2018, DJing. Where were you gigging at back then?
A lot of out of state residencies, honestly. I think here in Orange County, back in I think 2014, I won OC Weekly's Best Club DJ.
Shout out.
Yeah, before that, I had basically I think my favorite residency was Yost Theater when they first opened. I was the resident there for almost 4 years, and I helped bring in a lot of great acts. Worked with a lot of great artists and talent teams, and a lot of the promotional groups that grew and started doing bigger stuff. And I mean, Side Piece came from there. I mean, Dylan was part of was it Party? Yeah, Party Favor was 2 guys before. There was a plethora of artists that came out of there. To be honest, can't think of them, but a lot of great shows. I was resident of a lot of different clubs around town. I had residencies out in Vegas at Palms, Rio, Hard Rock.
You were playing house music?
Uh-huh.
I'm just so curious because before, it seems before COVID, nowhere was playing house music.
Yeah.
At least just from the outside, it seemed like they were playing
in Orange County
EDM, but it wasn't house how it is now.
Yeah, there was just fewer spots. I mean, Le Cave on Wednesdays was huge.
It was all weekday stuff.
Yeah, mostly weekday stuff.
Taco Tuesday.
When Giant was in town too, there was better shows when Giant was promoting stuff. Even Spun Day. I mean, it was a different era than it is today.
Yeah.
Like I
I wish
almost
I could go
don't.
back to that time because I'm
Trust me,
just so
I would
curious.
love to rewind time a little bit, but at the end of the day, you just have to make better things, and hopefully they stick. I mean, later today, I'm gonna go check out a venue I've been eyeing for a minute. Um, Talk with a buddy of mine and see if we can partner up and do some one-offs here in Orange County. Now, if that comes to fruition, then I'll definitely have a little more to speak on. But it's there's a lot to go against these days. Before there wasn't such a hard margin for venues to like make money right out the gate. You could grow nights.
Yeah.
Now it's just the cost of living and cost of business is so high, and the the trade off is not many people are drinking as much, so these venues aren't making the money that they used to, and so there's just a lot more risk on that end. So it's tough. It's tough talking venues into doing unique stuff and giving the artists that know what they're doing and the artists that they bring in like time to let it grow instead of just like doing cookie cutter EDM like DJ
Night.
friends with controllers and
Yeah.
giving like people like full reign of a venue that shouldn't be on stage.
Yeah.
There's so many DJs that shouldn't be on stage. And that's our problem right now is we have a lot of veterans that should be playing and keeping venues like afloat and a vibe, and like you go to this place because you know it's good music. Like you go a place and you just assume like you're gonna get banged out with like hits for like the first 9 to 10, 11 o'clock hour before you even get to the actual like decent DJ,
Yeah.
and people are burnt out, you know.
Yeah, Sandbar is like super generic tech house, but like if you want to just like listen to generic tech house, like it's a cool spot to just like have that because nowhere else really
Yeah.
like has house music
that
like
was
that.
that was my baby for a long time. When I was with the Sharkies group, I started that music format. I did all the music programming for like the restaurant side too.
Yeah.
You walk in, have lunch. The music playlists were created by me, and then I had my Friday residencies and the DJs that came in, and really what it came down to was I was butting heads with the company being more corporate, and that's what they wanted. They wanted the cookie cutter mashup remix stuff, and
Yeah.
it went from a certain like good housey vibe to like commercial played out shit. And I'm like, I can't have my name on this anymore. Like
Yeah.
I can't support this idea. And walking away from it sucked, but I also was like burnt myself out doing it too. Like
Yeah.
I was like mentally just drained from telling kids to stop playing Fisher, like or like take your sunglasses off, like you just
It's a college bar.
yeah.
It's college Huntington, like that's what
Yeah.
it is.
It could have been good. It was good for the first year, I think, and then it changed.
Yeah. What I thought was a sick vibe. This is actually like, I think this was like the first time. You probably don't remember this, but this was like the first time I went up to you and just like said what's up, and we were at Palmia in Newport
Okay. Yeah.
when you and Bijan were playing there,
Yeah.
and I knew all the management over there because I played at Esperanza in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
So he like got us in and got a table, and the shit you guys were playing over there, like the vibe in there was sick. It was like indie dance, like
Yeah.
tribal Afro house.
Yeah. That was after I had started Sandbar. Our next project was Palmia in Newport, and we opened that. And I started the format in wintertime, without any promotions behind it, and just did Saturday nights there, and we kept it mellow and just like I was
Yeah.
more on the Afro side for a while, and then when we geared up for summer is like when I decided to bring Bajan on, because he was helping me a lot with Fridays at Sandbar, and he was on the same wavelength, just a different tone of music and
Yeah.
a different crowd. When that thing kicked off. It was a lot of fun. It was like it was a nice breather for me because like I was so burnt out of like the typical tech stuff,
Yeah.
and to have that like on Saturday, it was just an enjoyment, like to like relax and try new stuff and like a different vibe, and it hit. Like we had like a line around the building at 9 p.m. You know, like to go in, it would be at capacity at like 10:30. Like
Yeah.
that's like unheard of these days. You can't do that. You
Yeah.
know, and like it would have been still going if they actually had their license to have like entertainment after 10 p.m. That's what shut it down was Newport politics and the owners just pushing it anyways, and not having that space anymore. It sucks because like that would have been a great night.
You
A beautiful
can't
spot.
you can't just get the permit after the fact.
No.
You got to do it before you like
Well,
do all the like.
each venue. This is from working with being a operating partner for bars for 13 years. I understand the politics of like different venues and stuff like in cities. Like a venue needs to like be grandfathered in with like permits and licensing, and you can't just apply and get permits for a new venue. Like
Yeah.
people don't want a party place in their town anymore. So like Newport is they won't approve an entertainment
Yeah, it's
license.
Newport.
Yeah, but it applies for a lot of different cities too, though. It's a little easier when you go inland, but Orange County is extremely difficult on the politics when it comes to parties and events and stuff like that. That's why I think a lot of events spaces and venues really struggle in the long term here in Orange County. Why LA and San Diego just seems like a better viable option for an artist to grow.
Yeah. Yeah. Bijan has been killing it lately.
He's consistent for sure. Yeah.
Like he's a fucking hustler.
Yeah.
They're doing that day like pool party thing.
Oh yeah, I saw that up in Santa Monica or something like that.
No, at that hotel in Huntington
Oh, okay.
on the water right there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's using Rob's sound system.
The Voids.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
What
yeah.
what pool is it? Like the Hilton or something like that?
I forget what it's called. Fuck. It's the C something?
Pasea?
Maybe. I don't know. It's one of those hotels right there.
Is like Main Street side or like farther down?
No, farther down.
Okay. I would assume it's probably like the Hilton or something because like I can't imagine anywhere in Pacific City being able to get away with Voids.
No. Yeah, it's the
like,
ones on the other side.
Yeah, it's got to
like
be like the
further
bigger
down.
hotels where they can like contain it to that space.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Oh yeah, good for
I'm
him.
surprised that they allowed that. When I saw it, I was like, damn, they're
I think it's probably tourism's down. They need some of these hotels probably need that push.
yeah. And he has a good little following with Casually Late. They have a
he's
little
been
like
doing great with his brand.
yeah. But
Yeah, he just I think he started, is it tonight or this weekend? The LSXO. He's doing like a little speakeasy thing up in
yeah, I saw that.
yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see how those I forget when the like pool party one is. I want to try and go to that one, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see the turnout for those.
I think Orange County is tough, man. Just because the party groups are so spread apart. But I have seen a lot of different groups coming together like these days. Like sounds like those Soundgarden guys are doing stuff in the Santa Ana area.
Yeah.
Then Sound Check. I think everyone's sound something.
Yeah.
Sound Check, Sound Burn.
Yeah.
It's I think there's these there's segregated styles too. I think if someone was big enough to be like, let's all do something dope, like Orange County could have a vibe, but
Yeah.
it seems to be the problem sometimes is everybody wants to be the big dog and not be like the owner and just let all the dogs play.
Yeah. That's tough with throwing events. They're just
Well, someone's got to make the money,
Yeah, there's no money to be made.
Exactly.
We're just doing it to self-promote yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's what most of the parties are now.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of. I could talk shit all day. I could talk shit all day. No, but there are some events that the promoter isn't a DJ. I just haven't seen it in a while. You know.
Yeah, because it's like you're not making any money. Like, what's the point of you throwing these events if you can't DJ your own event? you know,
Yeah, they
like you
just
got to be making money to like just be a promoter.
I the here I'll put it this way: the promoters that I see that are doing things properly aren't DJs. You know,
Yeah, that's very true.
yeah. That's the reality of it. They
Yeah,
go, this is what I'm good at. I'm gonna do this, but they never really had a vibe to be a DJ to begin with.
yeah,
They don't DJ and then go. It's DJs that go, oh, I gotta be relevant. I have to promote,
yeah,
and so they're not that great of a DJ.
yeah. You're wearing too many hats.
Yeah. Just stack the speakers and put the bags in the fries in a bag.
Yeah, exactly. Have you been to Brussels? Down in,
Yeah, I have, man. They've been doing that for years and years.
yeah, it's a cool little spot. It's almost like the Chris Stussy Deep Tech Bros. It's a little that vibe. It's a little more classy,
Yeah,
like sound than over here.
yeah. I think. Well, I think just Laguna in general kind of gives that vibe.
Yeah.
You know.
Super sweaty, but it's a
Yeah.
good time.
I haven't been this year, but I've seen a lot more of their content being pushed. So it seems like they're. Yeah, I'd love to play there someday. I need to reach out to those guys. That'd be a vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of promoting yourself.
Yeah, I know. That's my biggest problem is I don't reach out. I just kind of I've been in a position and I've been fortunate, I know I should say, to have the gigs and the stuff that I've done and the relationships. Um and then then after I left my job with the Shargis group and the entertainment director, I chose not to play in Orange County for a year. And like told myself like I'm not gonna associate with like what's going on. Like I don't like the undercutting. I don't like the $100 payout nonsense that
Yeah.
everyone is like accepting. Like it's like and all the gear all of a sudden started turning to XDJs and like what happened to CDJs? What happened to the mixers? You know, like I kind of just I wanted to separate myself from that.
Yeah.
Like and so I did. I took a year off and then sat in the studio, made more music, and I'd rather just come back and play like the gigs that are fun, the gigs that are like doing it right. Like Brussels, they doing it right. I love hit me up. I love to play for you guys.
Yeah. I
And
know a lot of the guys that play there. Probably hook you up.
it's funny, dude. Everyone says that, dude. Like we haven't played there. Like I'll hit you up. I'll get you in. I'll get you in. I'll get you in. I'm like cool.
You just never hit him up.
No, I don't know.
Yeah. You
No,
got
I don't know him personally, so I don't like. I'm not like, hey, hear me play or
Yeah.
come book me.
I hate
you know?
being that guy, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's not really my mode. I'll go down there one day and check it out when the timing's right and and if we run into each other and it's organic, then yeah, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I'd love to play.
Yeah, I try to stay away from just like hitting people up on Instagram to like get bookings because then they're just like, bro, I've never, not to be like that guy, but it's like, bro, I've never seen you in my life.
Yeah, I've never and I would never. I think it's in poor taste. I mean, if you're house music as a community, are you supporting the community or are you just pulling from it?
Yeah.
Like go to the event, bring your friends, like buy a drink, have fun, like go enjoy yourself and feel it out. Like don't go because you want to make a 15-second reel for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, that's really what it is.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to talk about this because I posted, not to bring TikTok up again, but I posted this TikTok the other day and fuck, what was it about? It was me and, DJ Ex-Boyfriend.
The DJ's name's ex-boyfriend.
DJ Ex-Boyfriend, that's his
No.
he runs Cool Contests Records. Anyway,
I think I've heard someone bring his name like that name up before, and
Yeah.
I guess I never like put two and two together.
yeah. I posted a clip and we were talking about just like throwing parties in LA, and there's just like a bunch of parties going on that I didn't really know was going on. And everyone in the comments is like, how come you just talk about these parties but never say what they are? Like, how do I find these parties? Like, people nowadays just want to be spoon fed like information.
Yeah.
It's like there's ways to figure out what parties to go to, and then just go to the parties and then figure out which ones are sick. You know, you don't need to be like have this perfect plan of all the best parties you want to go to. Like, go to different ones and see what your vibe is. You know.
Yeah, no, I guess not really much of a comment. I don't know what to tell you on that one. I first off, I don't have a TikTok, so
Yeah.
I think I stopped after Instagram. I was like, I'm just tired. I mean, I'm from like the MySpace days, you
Yeah.
know? And Facebook, and then Instagram. I'm like, do I need an Instagram? I'm like, that's how it was when I got on.
Yeah.
So TikTok, I was like, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I don't like. I just use it to promote this
Yeah.
because I don't like using TikTok, but if I'm gonna spend all this time like doing all this and like promoting, like at the end of the day, it's to like promote artists, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So why would I not like
yeah.
use all of the avenues of social media to like promote this? You know?
If there was a good platform that, you know, I'm sure AI is pretty close to it being done. It's just one platform where you make one post and it hits all of them, and it makes it unique for each platform. I'd be okay with that. But it's the amount of time you have to put into it, and then learning an algorithm on when to post it, and then building an audience that you not sure who your audience is. There's just so many hurdles.
Yeah.
There's so many hurdles to it, and then dimension sizes for each platform, like
Yeah.
real
I
link.
guess that's true. I never like.
Oh, it's just, oh, dude, I'm a designer. Like
Yeah.
I've done content for. I was doing content for my event, like having to make, you know, there was 111 DJs and artists for the last Don't Trip. I made an individual flyer for each one, like, and then reels and like multiple different reels, video edits, and
Yeah.
like stuff for the campsites, for RV camping, for the cabins, for like all these different like little bits, and they have to be certain dimensions, certain pixels, and
Yeah.
you're like, my God, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like,
It's a lot of work.
wasting my time.
That's why people get paid to do it.
And I had people that I hired to do it, and they like weren't that great.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
I was like, this is a lot. This is like you people say like, oh, I'm a social media marketer, marketing, and oh, cool, right on. Well, why am I teaching you? Why am I doing this?
It really takes a lot of time to figure out how everything is actually like how everything works, you know? Cuz now I'm starting to kind of get into like a formula of how I like post things, when to post,
Yeah.
how it's going to look. But it's kind of just like trial and error. You just have to do that for a long time.
It changes every year too. It changes every 6 months. There's different algorithms. The way, like one of the issues that we had with Don't Trip on the last one was their iPhone had an update that prevented us from our ads to be seen on iPhones from that, like on social media. So the year prior worked fine, and then we spent literally 3 times as much on our marketing budget the following year, and it hit like 1/10 as good.
Yeah.
And we're like, wait a minute, what's like, why are all of our, you know, our numbers off? Like, why did we spend this? Like, and then the social media manager's like, oh, there was an algorithm update or something, and the iPhone had an update, and this is what happened. And we're like, that's what we hired you for. Like,
Yeah.
why are we learning this like after the event? Like,
Yeah, spending money on were
crazy.
you just spending money on ads?
We were doing everything. It was personal advertisement, but we had, we were in a different market. We're in Utah.
Yeah.
So we're advertising, you know, from Salt Lake City to like even like Idaho and Nebraska and stuff, because like those were markets that were like untouched for electronic music because you know they, but it's close enough to where our location of our event was that people
Yeah.
would hit. Like we actually got people from those areas off our ads.
Yeah.
So it was worth it, but like it, you have to be a absolute savant at doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the problem. Like unless you're a big corporate company with a budget to figure it out and team to figure it out, then the little guys are always going to struggle.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how that algorithm is based. And it's how it's built. You know.
Yeah, and it's always kind of changing. It's kind of the same for the most part, but with social media and even just music in general, you have to just be.
You have to be an idiot. I think you have to be horse girl.
Well, no, I was gonna say like you have to be cool with like posting a bunch of shit, like songs, whatever, like all this promotion stuff for no like engagement, you know?
Yeah.
You just have to like be able to sit in that for a long time.
I think part of my plan is, you know, I think it makes sense, and why I'm not putting out music right now is because I'd rather wait and not fight the social media like challenges, and eventually run into the team that knows how to do this, and it like sees my potential, my talent, and goes, oh, you have all this ready to go, you're ready to run, aren't you? And I'd be like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna sit here and spend half my day on social media and like to keep going.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's mentally and emotionally draining.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I just don't. So I just make music and I enjoy it, you know. And then when the time's right, then I launch, and cool.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, what's your plan? But I guess that was your plan.
Yeah, it's about finding the right team, putting all the pieces it together, and I'm also helping other artists though. It's not just myself. It's like there's multiple people involved with this. So
Yeah.
it's when we all go together. You know, there's a lot of music behind all of us that we're going for, and once the team's there, and I've put a number of pieces of the puzzle together already.
Yeah.
I think the last few people are literally the agency and the content. You know, who's in charge of content.
Yeah, because you can really tell a difference when there's like somebody that's just doing it by themselves, or the people that have a team. You know,
Yeah.
there's just
one social media manager that runs 5 people is better than 5 people doing their social media, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd be curious to talk to like. I talked to a lot of DJs and producers, but I really want to talk to like the managers and the people kind of like the teams behind all the DJs and stuff, because I'm just so curious of like how all that works.
well, the manager is the tour manager, and then the agent.
Yeah.
I think the agent's really the most important part of it.
Yeah.
That's the asshole that makes things happen.
Yeah.
You know, the manager just keeps the artist in line and working, and without going off the rails. The tour manager is just making sure that the equipment and the gear and the flights and all that shit are dialed. But it's really the agent, I think, that's really making the big noise. And to get there, you have to break through the barrier of being, you have to be valuable.
Yeah.
And that's, I think that's the biggest part, is have a brand that you can fill a venue with, or if your content or your music is big enough to fill a venue, and you're able to have a great stage presence, like then you can make it work. But it's how you're getting that attention, that agent.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd really like to just like the strategy behind it, like putting them on specific lineups and just like the back end of like how you get somebody like to blow up.
I think that's the easy part, honestly. It's about just that artist getting to that agent side first. There's a plethora of a lot of festival events rely on agencies to fill these, like if you look at a lot of the festival lineups that are like the heady ones or the good, like the ones we enjoy, they're very similar. Like each one is basically just the same bigger artist, just in a different place on the flyer, and then the ones below it are the ones working up to that stage, and those names are not in the wheelhouse of festival like producers. Um, I don't know too many festival. I mean, Desert Hearts is one of them though, but I don't know too many festival production companies that are in tune as artists and booking. You know, I think they really rely on the agencies to fill those gaps in.
Yeah,
and so that's what's happening is these agencies have the opportunity to fill festival lineups across the globe because their agencies are big enough to, you know, they're reached out and they have these big
rosters.
artists. And they go, here, you need to get this artist on. You need to book these smaller guys.
Yeah,
You know, you want this artist, you have to take these too. That's I mean, that's what I've dealt with when I've been dealing with bookings and stuff like that.
yeah, because you can't. It's so hard to like break into that because, like you're saying, like these agencies kind of
They stronghold.
it's like
stuff,
gate kept,
Yeah.
and that's why you see the same artists on the same lineups every year. So,
Yeah. It's too much of a risk for festivals to risk smaller guys.
yeah,
It's
big
really what it comes
festivals for sure.
Yeah.
So you got to just get your licks on the small stuff.
Mm-hmm. So that's where the Renegades come in. You know, all the little guys need the love on the Renegades, and if it's done right, I think the content's captured right at these Renegades, which are like truly a vibe. You know, like some of the smaller part, like look at the Yoon stuff. You know, like
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you about
yeah,
them.
Yoon crushed. You know, and like if they captured good content, whatever artist, like look at Mary Droppins.
Yeah,
You know, like when she played that, like I think that was more of a push for her career, being seen in that vibe. You know, that me personally, that's the way I look at it.
yeah,
I remember booking Mary when she was playing house music. You know, that before she was in the bass realm.
yeah.
You know,
She's got a cool style.
yeah, she absolutely does.
Yeah,
She crushes. She's on fire right now.
yeah. It's nice to see people doing different stuff.
Absolutely,
You know,
absolutely. Makes the world go around.
yeah. Well, cool. What time are we at?
I think
Hour 30 minutes or so.
hour 30.
Yeah,
That flew by, my friend.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is fun.
I loved it, man. I appreciate you having me, dude.
Yeah, we've had some chats before, so I
Yeah,
already knew
knew
the
what to hit on.
snowball was gonna start rolling.
Yeah. I know what, I don't really talk too much, but I think if I put a mic in front of me and we discuss like the music scene, like I enjoyed like being a supporter of it and giving my 2 cents when I think people don't really give me the opportunity to talk about it. You know?
Yeah,
So thank you.
yeah. It's easy to talk about music.
All day.
So, I guess plug yourself, even though you don't have like social media.
You can find me DJ Dangerhouse at on Instagram. I don't really do anything else for social media wise.
Do you have any music out on like SoundCloud or
Oh
like
man, I
or Spotify?
literally holding on to everything. If you want to hear me, book me. I've got some great stuff.
respect that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give my track out to some other DJs that play it, and I'll get some content back soon.
What's the timeline you think?
I'm gonna release some a couple tracks this summer. So I've got some older stuff I did a couple years ago that I'm gonna get put out finally. So yeah, you'll hear a couple tracks by the end of summer.
Sick.
Yeah.
Well, sweet.
Much love, my friend.
Thanks, dude.
Cheers. Dude.